Let's talk the Jaguars and the Texans, guys. This is an incredibly interesting matchup, mainly from the focus of it's going to be two of the worst teams in the NFL. And how does this match up here in week one? And when we take a look, this number has also been on the move. Whenever we take a look over here, this thing has bobbled back and forth between 2.5 and 3. And we have seen this kind of settle now at 3 in favor of the Jaguars on the road at the Houston Texans, who, if you've listened to any of the preseason stuff that I've done, you all well know I think is going to be one of the worst, if not the worst team in all of the NFL, and maybe historically bad for this team. And so, Brad, I'm going to start with you on this one, just from a breakdown perspective. I mean, listen, we have a rookie in Trevor Lawrence on the road making his first start with a rookie head coach, already lost a first-round pick to injury. There's a lot of things going wrong here. Then you look at the Texans, who have basically all but said they are going to punt on this season. I mean, one of the few good players they still had left, they just traded to the Saints. They have no interest whatsoever, it seems like, in winning. And by the way, that's a proper strategy. If you're going to be bad, be the best at being bad so that you can get the number 1 overall pick and actually have some options for the future of your franchise. But this is going to be an interesting pick, not only from a betting standpoint. I think a lot of people in survivor pools are really confused as to what to do right now. Do I take the Jags, just, in a survivor pool and one of these big ones that's happening out here in Vegas? What do you see from this one as we enter Jags as a 3-point road favorite, a total of 45.5?
Yeah, this is a tough one to have much of a view on. Well, for me anyway, because I think there's 30 new players on the Texans roster. So I have no idea how they're going to look, to be honest. I mean, we know what we're going to get from Tyrod. It's going to be sort of conservative. It's going to be make no mistakes. He can run a bit. I think the Texans are going to run the ball. That's kind of the noises they were making, which, that would probably cause me to look towards the under, because I don't see how Tyrod Taylor and a sort of run-first offense is going to light anyone up. On the other side of the ball, I'm quite high on the Jags for the season. Like the offensive line is pretty good. Like, they've got some good players. You'd think that'd probably be about middle of the pack. Obviously, the weapons were probably the highlight last year, and now you've got sort of a generational quarterback. Again, there is uncertainty there. Like, how does Urban Meyer, how does he translate to the NFL? Is he going to be a Chip Kelly where, he sort of takes the league by storm in the first year or two because it's sort of high tempo, it's stuff that the league hasn't seen, and then he gets figured out because it's a bit basic? I don't really know. So yeah, a lot of questions for me, and I stayed away from betting it because of that.
Yeah, same with me. This was a pass for me. Just so many unknowns here. I'm not even playing the Jags. I know this is going to be one of the very most popular games to play in all of the survivor pools out here. I have 3 entries in the Circa survivor pool that's out here, and I'm not playing this game. I don't know really what the Texans bring to the table with, basically completely different new team, but it is a home game, first game of the year. Rookie quarterback, rookie head coach. I actually think there's more value in the Jaguars and a survivor a little bit down the line because they get to play the Texans again. So give me some, a little bit more experience. Give me a little bit more knowledge on this Jags team. So pass for me all around, not even a contest play. But Steven, you at least have a prop on this one.
Yeah. And by the way, not very often you see a Texans team with this much turnover, this much rebuild, an NFL squad that has those two things, and not a single rookie in the starting lineup to start the year. I mean, if that doesn't say tank, I don't know what does. Bradley Roby traded as well a week before the season starts. So they haven't outright said it, but they are not hiding that they are trying to tank this season. So for me, the prop that I like here, and I agree with that, most everything you guys said, it's hard for me to diagnose what these teams are going to look like for all the reasons you said. The one area I am confident in that I feel like I can diagnose at this point is the Jaguars running game. Urban Meyer loves to run the ball. The injury to Travis Etienne being out for the year means I think you're going to see another heavy workload for James Robinson. So the prop that I like is Robinson to score a touchdown at plus 100. So that's a 50% implied probability on those odds. He scored in 57% of games a year ago, despite that team having a ton of negative game script, losing 15 consecutive games. I think there's going to be chances for more positive game script this season, especially to start the year against Houston, who is tanking. And Houston last year, last in PFF rushing defense grade, 29th in Football Outsiders Rush D DVOA. And Houston, 6 of their front 7 on D has a below average Rush D grade per PFF. So the Jags return all 5 offensive linemen. The interior of that line all graded no worse than 21st at their position. So combine that with now the much more expected volume with Etienne out for James Robinson. And I don't think when you get close to the goal line, you give an unproven, I know he's a veteran, but a less reliable Carlos Hyde those high leverage touches and those valuable touches. I think it will be James Robinson in close. So at plus 100 plus money, I'm okay with that. I'm going to take James Robinson to score a touchdown in this game.